Happy Thursday. So here we are again. You're gonna get 2 videos back to back. What? I need to start calling these things like 2 for 2 or something. I don't know. Maybe I need to start doing like a Tuesday and a Thursday kind of thing. Even though, yes, I know yesterday was Wednesday. But I'm just saying, if I'm gonna do like a 2 a week kind of deal, here lately that seems to be the case. The few times I've done one, I've done either like 2 back to back or 2 in a week or whatever. But I just wanted to jump on here really quickly. I'm on my lunch break, I'm headed out to get a bite to eat, and thought I would do a really quick vlog. Ooh, sorry, went over some train tracks there, a little bumpy. Just wanted to check in and give you a quick update on my uncle, because when I posted that video last night, I hadn't heard anything. I hadn't yet talked to my grandmother, and just wanted to kind of get on here and, like I said, chat for a second. So when I finished my video last night, of course it didn't get posted till this morning, so it is up now. It's my little hump day vlog for 9/4/19, which was yesterday. Of course, today being Thursday, September 5th. But anyway, I called my grandmother a little later after I had recorded that video from last night, and she had not yet had an update, and she didn't say it, but of course she was concerned. You could tell in her voice and whatnot, and a little upset that she hadn't heard anything. You know, it's her son. She's, you know, a little stressed, a little worried. You know, she's already lost my 2 aunts, my mom. She's lost all 3 of her daughters. She's got 2 sons left, and she's over here thinking, you know, she don't want anything, of course, to happen to my uncle, and she just wants to know if everything's okay. And for whatever reason, you know, I guess they just had been busy or hadn't thought to call her, or maybe they think she should be trying to call one of them, which, I mean, my grandmother is 86, will literally be 87 years old in a week, you know, and she is not high tech. She has an old flip phone still. She has Chuck, my uncle's number. She doesn't have the grandkids' numbers. They don't ever call her. How would she have their numbers? You know, she doesn't have Chuck's wife's number. She's got the home number, but they're in another city. They're in Jackson, which is an hour and a half from here. So the home number's not going to do anybody any good. You know, she's got, like I said, my uncle's cell phone number. But I guess, you know, of course, on my grandmother's side of it, she's just assuming they will reach out and contact her. So anyhow, she hadn't heard anything. I knew she was worried. My uncle hadn't heard anything, which I did kind of think that they would, you know, contact him, other uncle, Uncle Kent. And he hadn't heard anything yet. And so I got to thinking about it, and back in June when I was in the hospital, my older brother Jason had told me that he had been texting my cousin Cece, which is Chuck's oldest son, because he actually works at the hospital where he's a doctor. He works at the hospital where my uncle was having the surgery. So I don't have his number. I could have reached out to him on Facebook, but you know, not everybody, especially him being as busy as he is and his dad having surgery. I'm like, he's not going to be looking at Facebook, you know. So I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that, because I may not hear back from him right away, you know. So that's kind of pointless. And I did check. There was no updates or anything posted like that. They're kind of private people, so I mean, I understood there not being anything out there or whatnot. I checked his, and I checked his wife, and I checked my Aunt Carol's, but she don't really post anything, and Chuck doesn't have a Facebook, so nobody posted anything. And I was like, God, I hope that's not, you know, bad news, you know, because nobody said anything like, oh, Dad made it through surgery okay, you know, nothing's out there. Well, anyway, so I sent a text to my brother, my older brother, and I was like, hey, Jason, I don't know, and then I thought, crap, I haven't even told Jason. I was like, hopefully he's been talking to Cece and he knows. So I said, hey, I don't know if you've been talking to Cece. I said, I just found out a few weeks ago that, you know, well, Chuck's supposed to have heart surgery today. And I said, we haven't heard an update. I was just wanting to know if you would mind, if you had a minute to text Cece and ask if, you know, how surgery went and everything. Just check on Chuck. And so he sent me back a screenshot where he had sent a message and said, hey, C, you know, how's your dad doing? Just wanted you to know, we've been thinking about him, praying for him and everything. Hope surgery went well. And so Cece had answered back and said, he said, oh yeah, I said, everything's smooth sailing so far. He said, it was a quick case. He said, just extubated 2 hours ago. And he said, I'm sitting here by the bed talking to him now. So that was a relief. That was good news. And Jason just responded with, that's awesome. You know, we're still praying that recovery and everything goes well. You know, thanks for the update. And of course, I thank Jason for the update and everything. And I also went ahead and took that opportunity to tell him that, you know, our stepdad, which he's not super close to Richard or anything, but, you know, I know my brother, I know he'll, you know, at least think of him and say a prayer and everything. So I told Jason, I said, I also want to mention to you that, you know, Richard is having a procedure on Friday, you know, where they're going to shock, and I put in parentheses, stop, because that's truly what they're doing, his heart, and then restart it to try to get it back in rhythm. So please keep him in prayer. And he said, will do, thanks for letting us know. And, you know, and I said, you're welcome, love y'all, love you, and all that crap. So anyway, that was that. So then I turned around and I called my grandmother. And I said, hey, how are you doing? And she said, good. And I knew she was thinking, I just talked to you. Why are you calling me again, you know? And so I said, hey, I just want to update you. She was like, and you could tell she's already almost about to cry. And she said, I only want to hear good news. She's like, don't tell me anything else. And I said, it's good, because I knew she was about to lose it. But she went ahead and she cried anyway, but it was like out of relief, you know? And so she cried, and she was like, I said, it's good. I said, I explained the whole thing to her, what I just told you guys. And I told her, you know, that I had sent a text to Jason, my brother. I asked him to reach out to Cece and what Cece had told us, and that, you know, the surgery went well, and, you know, he was, you know, on the vent for a short time after surgery, just as a precaution. And yeah, it's typical, you know, after something like open heart surgery. And then he had been extubated for a few hours by the time Jason had sent the text, and, you know, he was up and talking to Cece and everything. So anyway, but she was relieved, and she was just crying, and she said she'd just been thinking all day, because she'd been home by herself, because my cousin, of course, that lives with her, she had been at work and been gone all day. And she said she was just missing my Aunt Candy so much, because my Aunt Candy, when she was alive, she, you know, was there during the day, because she was disabled and unable to work, so she was home most of the time, most of the day. And, you know, if my grandmother would get upset when my Uncle Kent was driving a truck, and he was in the habit of calling around 10 or 10:30. Well, if it got to be close to lunchtime and he hadn't called, she'd be a little worried. And Aunt Candy would walk through the room and the living room and see my grandmother, and she's like, what's wrong? She's like, oh, I hadn't heard from Kent. I'm just worried about him. I hope he's okay. I always worry about him out on the road, and, you know, worried he'd had a wreck or something happen. And, you know, my Aunt Candy would be, you know, kind of encourage her, say, it's going to be okay, don't worry, you know, it'll be fine, you'll hear from him soon. And she'd say usually within the next 30 minutes or so, she'd end up getting a phone call. But just to have Candy's, you know, somebody there to, you know, kind of pep her up and encourage her and tell her to be okay, you know, and she didn't have that all day yesterday. She was just worrying all day, and nobody had called and given her an update and everything. And so it was just, you know, it's just frustrating when, and like, I get that, you know, their main concern was worried about my uncle or whatnot, but sometimes I wish people would stop and think that there are other family members that, you know, worry too. And, you know, she doesn't need to be at home stressing and worrying and crying all day, worrying about whether her son's in a hospital room recovering or something else, you know, like if something bad would have happened. But anyhow, she was thankful that I called back with a good news update, obviously. And so, but I wanted to let you guys know that he did make it through surgery well, like I said, and just please continue to pray that he'll recover without any complications or issues or anything. It's going to be kind of a long process from what they say. My grandmother said he's supposed to be out of work for like up to 2 months, I think. I don't know how long he'll be down and out, to where I know they said at first my aunt's going to have to do pretty much everything for him, at least at first. Now, I don't know if that's just for like the first week, first 2 weeks, first month, or how long that'll be, you know, but I know all total it's going to take him a couple months before he's to where he can actually get back to work and, you know, doing everything himself. But anyway, so that's that. I haven't talked to Richard since Monday. He came over and we cooked some hamburgers, and he came and he hung out with us and everything. But my face is so hot because I've got the AC turned down because it blows and makes a loud noise while I'm recording, and so I didn't want it blowing and making a lot of noise while I'm trying to do this quick little video. So that's why I look so flushed. Don't worry, I'm not about to die on you guys. It just looks like I am. But anyway, I'm going to call Richard tonight, just talk to him for a few minutes and everything, and let him know that we're praying for him and all that. So I just want to ask you guys to keep him in prayer, and I will update you and let you know after I talk to him tomorrow how all that goes. So keep him in prayer, keep Uncle in prayer, and I guess I'm going to go. But I did want to update you guys, so thanks for the prayers for my uncle, and I will talk to you all later. Have a great week. Bye.